what the hell happened on 911?
Well, I'm starting to have a feeling that every single time me and Trav plan a vacation, I end up in another cast. So, and at first I thought it meant like, oh, a cast like in my hand, and a figurative cast like the cast of 911, because after WrestleMania we planned 2 trips and ended up in a cast and couldn't go. And then we planned a trip for us and the boys to go to Hawaii, and then I got cast in 911, so I couldn't go. And then I was shooting 911 down at the big like tanks they filmed Titanic in down in Mexico, and we have this like really great anniversary trip actually planned for afterward. And first take of the day, first take of the day, all I had to do was pretty much open up this boat door and step out, and had like lines and all this stuff, whatever. And I guess I was just a little bit too short to push the boat door all the way to the top, so I kind of had to give it like a little bit of a oomph, like a push. And it either stalled at the top and came down, or it bounced back and came down, but it was staying up enough for me to turn my back on it and stepped out, and the boat door slammed down. And I thought I just like jammed my nail. You know how people usually jam their fingers in a door and it bruises their nail? And I was like thinking like, ouch, fuck, and then like, don't be a pussy, just finish the scene. So I finished the scene, and I had like all these lines and stuff, and I was like throwing things off of the boat. And then I looked down and I was like, oh. I had to tell the director. I remember like turning towards them and being like, you guys aren't going to like this, but my finger is no longer attached to my finger. And they're like, what? And yeah, I looked down and my finger was barely hanging on, and I'll show you how much it was barely hanging on. So this is how much was left that it was hanging on. And my bone was visible and like everything. I remember just looking down and being like, oh, I lost my finger. So I had to get rushed to a hospital via ambulance.
Don't look at me like that. I'm sorry.
I love you.
I love you. Did you want to say anything?
Fuck.
Yeah. Oh.
The cool thing is my doctor was actually a former fighter who had trained with Trav before, small world. And he reattached, my tendon was barely hanging on. My bone was, of course, broken, and my tendon on top was, roughed up a little bit, and I crushed my nerve on this side, and I also fractured the tip of this finger right here. So they rushed me to surgery and put like a bolt and screws to hold my tendon and bone together, and I went back to finish shooting the next day and finished all my scenes and went home. And this is actually really cool, but I have like 50% of my range of motion back already. So I could move it more, but I'm not supposed to bend my wrist back because I guess it puts pressure on the tendon repair. But yeah, I'm healing up really fast, and I appreciate everybody's concern, but I'm 100% fine, just a little bit, bummed that my vacation plans are derailed once again. So, yeah, we had so many plans for impregnation vacations, but, I guess we have to roll with it. But I don't know what else to add other than I'm actually going to return to filming beginning of September all the way into October, and yeah, 'tis a flesh wound. I'm used to being in front of a live audience and not showing pain unless I'm supposed to. So everybody on set, I think I'm pretty sure they all think I'm a psychopath for finishing the scene and not saying anything, but it's just having so many things like ingrained in you, it's kind of like I don't look or acknowledge pain until I have the time and I can really hide it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure everybody thinks I'm nuts. Well, they found out that I'm nuts. Yeah, but it was really cool. They figured out a way to work around and still fit me into the story. But I was actually really bummed. I had a lot of really cool stunts that I was going to do that got cut, unfortunately, because of my condition. And but I'm excited to be part of the rest of the season and recover yet again. And you know, a little bit bummed, but it's part of it, and I'm just happy that I got to keep my finger. And I actually have a Divas photo shoot tomorrow. So, you know, I'll figure it out somehow. Well, I'm not supposed to lift it up all the way, but this is for all you.
We'll just screenshot that.
Yeah, but it looks pretty good. I'm pretty impressed. I think I have not a superpower, but a pseudo power for healing. So I'm sure this is not what you should be doing 8 days after your finger just fell off. But yeah, look at that science.
Sorry, my love. You told me a video. I didn't want a video, but you told me a video.
No. This is what happens when a boat door falls on your head. Pain-wise, you know, I really don't like pain medication. It makes me super sick and nauseous. I was actually awake during the surgery and was taking the very minimal pain medication, so mostly Tylenol. Can I talk? And just being home and being loved on by my husband and ice. Ice and Advil, bitch. That's what I've been doing. It works. Yeah, I just want to say thank you to everybody that's, expressed concern and for all of the well wishes. And I really want to say thank you to everybody at 911 for taking such good care of me and finding a workaround for all of this unplanned craziness. It's so funny that we were planning on doing a whole bunch of ridiculous stunts that day, and like the thing that ended up hurting me was like a freak accident boat door, which is kind of funny because I came back the next day and that boat door was like removed. They like removed it from the whole boat. But shit happens, and I'm just glad that we were able to find a workaround. So your challenge in this upcoming season of 911 is to find which scenes I am hiding the fact that my finger is hanging off. For those of you that say I can't act, try to pick it out. And I would like to see how well you could act like your finger's not falling off.